Have you ever been in a situation where everything seemed to be going wrong? Maybe a project failed, a relationship hit a rough patch, or your personal goals felt out of reach. It's in these moments, when you're down and losing, that most people give up or spiral into despair. But what separates those who recover and eventually succeed from those who crumble is not luck, it's mindset. There's a mental strategy that can help you win even when you feel like you're losing. A framework that allows you to stay calm, focused, and resilient in the face of adversity. Today, we're going to explore this strategy, why it works, and how you can apply it to transform setbacks into victories. The first step in this mental strategy is acknowledging reality without resistance. When you're losing, the natural reaction is often denial or avoidance. You might try to ignore mistakes, blame circumstances, or convince yourself that things aren't that bad. Psychology shows that resisting reality creates stress, wastes energy, and delays effective action. Instead, acknowledge the situation honestly. Assess what is happening, what is under your control, and what isn't. Facing reality squarely frees mental resources, allowing you to respond strategically rather than react emotionally. Closely tied to this is shifting focus from outcome to process. When you're losing, fixating on failure or the scoreboard increases anxiety and pressure, which impairs decision-making. The mental strategy here is to concentrate on actions, habits, and small steps you can control. Focus on consistent effort, problem-solving, and incremental improvements. By emphasizing the process rather than the outcome, you reclaim agency and reduce the paralyzing effects of negative emotions, giving yourself a chance to turn the situation around. Another critical component is reframing setbacks as opportunities. When you're behind, it's easy to see failures as proof of inadequacy or futility. But every loss contains information and potential lessons. Reframing allows you to view challenges as opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can I respond differently next time? This mindset transforms adversity into a catalyst for improvement rather than a permanent defeat. Psychology shows that individuals who reframe negative events maintain higher motivation, resilience, and problem-solving ability. Closely connected is the power of emotional regulation. Losing triggers strong emotions, frustration, fear, disappointment, or anger that can cloud judgment and drive impulsive decisions. The mental strategy involves pausing to recognize these emotions, labeling them, and choosing a calm, deliberate response. Techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, or short mental breaks allow you to reset your mind and act with clarity. Emotional regulation prevents reactive behavior and positions you to respond strategically, even when circumstances are unfavorable. Another critical aspect is visualizing recovery and success. Visualization is a tool used by elite performers in sports, business, and life. When you imagine yourself overcoming challenges, making smart decisions, and ultimately winning, you prime your brain for action. Visualization strengthens neural pathways, builds confidence, and prepares you to execute under pressure. When you're losing, picturing a successful outcome helps maintain motivation, focus, and belief in your ability to turn things around. Closely tied to this is adopting a growth mindset. Losing can feel like evidence of limitation or failure. A fixed mindset, which equates performance with identity, leads to self-doubt and withdrawal. A growth mindset reframes failure as feedback, emphasizing learning, effort, and adaptation. Believing that your skills, strategies, and resilience can improve allows you to persist, experiment, and rebound. The mental strategy of viewing setbacks as growth opportunities strengthens determination and reduces the fear of failure. Another crucial component is breaking down problems into manageable parts. When everything seems to be going wrong, the situation can feel overwhelming, paralyzing you into inaction. The mental strategy here is analysis and decomposition. Identify the most urgent issues, separate them from long-term considerations, and tackle them step by step. Small, focused victories build momentum, increase confidence, and restore a sense of control, turning a chaotic situation into an actionable plan. Closely tied to this is strategic patience and delayed judgment. When behind, there's pressure to act quickly, often leading to rash decisions. The mental strategy here is to pause, gather information, and assess before acting. Patience allows you to avoid costly mistakes, identify better opportunities, and implement solutions more effectively. Psychological studies show that delaying immediate reaction and thinking strategically under stress leads to higher success rates, even in high-pressure situations. Another key component is seeking alternative perspectives. When losing, your own thoughts can become narrow, focused solely on failure. Consulting mentors, colleagues, or trusted friends provides fresh insights, challenges, assumptions, and uncovers opportunities you might miss alone. Social perspective broadens options, reduces cognitive bias, and enhances problem-solving capabilities, making the path to recovery more visible and achievable. Closely connected is maintaining physical energy and health. Losing often leads to mental fatigue, which diminishes decision-making, focus, and resilience. Mental strategy is incomplete without attending to the body. Adequate sleep, nutrition, exercise, and hydration keep cognitive performance optimal. Physical readiness supports mental resilience, allowing you to respond effectively under stress rather than being overwhelmed by challenges. Another critical factor is visualizing contingency plans. Winning while losing often requires flexibility. Anticipating obstacles and preparing multiple strategies allows you to pivot quickly. Mental rehearsal of alternative paths reduces panic, increases confidence, and provides a roadmap for navigating unpredictable circumstances. Contingency planning reinforces the belief that setbacks are manageable rather than insurmountable. Closely tied to this is embracing accountability without self-punishment. Losing can trigger self-blame, which erodes confidence and motivation. Instead, effective mental strategy involves acknowledging mistakes, extracting lessons, and taking constructive responsibility. Accountability fosters learning and growth, while self-punishment breeds fear and avoidance. Winning while losing requires the mindset of a problem solver, not a critic. Another crucial aspect is leveraging incremental wins to rebuild confidence. Small victories, even seemingly minor, compound psychological momentum. Completing tasks, making smart decisions, or solving partial problems creates a feedback loop of competence and motivation. The brain responds to achievement with dopamine, reinforcing persistence. Incremental wins restore belief and provide the energy to tackle larger challenges, transforming a losing streak into a path of gradual recovery. Closely tied to this is maintaining perspective and long-term vision. When behind, it's easy to overemphasize immediate losses, losing sight of broader goals. The mental strategy is to contextualize setbacks within a long-term framework. Ask yourself, will this matter in 6 months, 1 year? What skills or lessons am I gaining now that serve future success? Perspective reduces panic, minimizes regret, and sustains motivation during adversity. Another important factor is cultivating resilience through repeated exposure. Winning when losing is a skill that strengthens with practice. Each time you face adversity, apply these mental strategies and recover, your resilience deepens. Psychology shows that repeated experience with manageable stressors increases coping capacity, emotional regulation, and adaptive thinking, preparing you for larger challenges in the future. Closely tied to this is commitment to continuous learning. Losing often exposes weaknesses or gaps. Effective mental strategy involves viewing these moments as opportunities to acquire knowledge, refine skills, and improve systems. Continuous learning ensures that setbacks are not final failures but stepping stones. With each loss, you accumulate experience, wisdom, and strategies that make future wins more likely. Finally, it's essential to maintain unwavering belief in potential. Even when circumstances are unfavorable, maintaining the conviction that you can turn things around creates persistence, courage, and focus. Belief in potential drives action when logic alone might falter. Psychology shows that hope and self-efficacy significantly increase the probability of recovery, performance under pressure, and eventual success. The cumulative effect of this mental strategy is transformative. By acknowledging reality, focusing on process, reframing setbacks, regulating emotions, visualizing recovery, and maintaining resilience, you equip yourself to win even when the odds seem stacked against you. Losing is no longer a dead end, but a dynamic situation you can navigate, influence, and ultimately overcome. Challenges become lessons, adversity becomes growth, and every setback becomes an opportunity for strategic action. Imagine facing your next difficult situation with clarity, confidence, and control. You assess reality honestly, focus on what you can do, take small incremental steps, and adapt as needed. You regulate emotions, seek support, and maintain belief in your potential. Even when behind, you progress strategically, turning obstacles into momentum and transforming losses into wins. This mental strategy ensures that no matter how dire a situation feels, you maintain agency and create pathways to success. The ability to win while losing isn't about luck, talent, or avoiding failure. It's about mindset, strategy, and deliberate mental practice. By applying these principles, setbacks become temporary, challenges become instructive, and your ability to thrive under pressure strengthens dramatically. The next time you face a situation where everything seems lost, remember, winning starts in the mind, and with the right mental strategy, you can turn adversity into advantage, despair into action, and loss into victory.